Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch. Oh, it's comedy in your ears, which we all love.
You're listening to the About Last Night podcast with my boy, Adam Ray. About last night.
Willie, can you hear me?
Hold on.
Put your fucking earbuds in.
Can you hear? Oh, hold on. You know what works? You know what really helps is if I put this in the device.
Man. Classic Garson. And I've been waiting to say that.
Oh, there you are.
Pandemic. Classic Garson.
Hold on.
Can I get a classic Garson? Sounds like what you would get at the Jewish deli that was like trying to get back on their feet post-pandemic, but no one was really going in because everyone's still kind of like, do I want to go? Like the classic Garson's good. Look, what do you get? You get it's an egg bread.
No,
You're terrible at improv.
No end.
There
right?
it is.
That's how improv works. No end.
Yeah.
Classic Garson would get chicken noodle soup or matzo ball soup.
I love this.
And a pastrami with on rye. With
what were you just doing, by the way? Were you just shaving someone's back? What were you?
I was.
There he is.
Good. It looks good, clean. Nice cut.
Oh my God! Wait, okay. Matzo ball, chicken noodle
Russian
soup,
dressing.
Ooh,
Coleslaw.
Russian dressing in these times. Good night, everybody. I'm getting out on that, dude. This is gonna be the shortest podcast.
In these times, your other guest today, Jonathan Kite, who I heard is Jewish. I don't know. I took him to Langer's for a pastrami sandwich, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that you're a food guy. Who isn't? I love, by the way, when people are like, "I'm a food guy. I'm an outdoors girl."
I'm going to tell you a great story.
Great.
So,
people should know, by the way, Willie Garson, I hope that strangers find themselves on a movie shoot in Tucson, lucky enough to become friends with someone they've been a fan of and have everything live up to your stories. You might have some of the best. You can't hang out with Willie Garson and have 5 minutes go by where he goes, funny story, and have the story actually live up. Because I know a lot of people that tell shitty stories.
It sounds like I'm a blabbermouth now. Now it sounds like he never shuts up. Willie Garson never shuts up.
Well, yeah, but you're always backing it up. It's like an athlete that talks shit and then backs up with his play. You go,
I'm going
to
take him down. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take you down, and then airball.
When you've said funny story, it's never not been a funny story. So proceed.
Well, this is more apropos of what you were just talking about. Jose Cuervo was running. My friend Jose Cuervo was running a sweepstakes the last month, leading up to Cinco de Mayo, leading up to May 5th.
Okay.
If you ate at a local Mexican restaurant, like it can't be a chain, and you took a picture of your favorite dish, and sent them the picture and the receipt, they were going to pick out slips up to $25,000 a day and pay for up to $30 of your meal.
Wow.
So I'm telling this to my annoying friend who always is exactly what you're saying. Always says, "Oh, I'm such a food guy. I'm a foodie."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I had Mexican this week. Poquito más." And I'm like, no, that's not what they're talking about.
Poquito Mas. Yeah, Poquito Mas is not really like, I mean, I don't know where I would rank it in the Mexican fast food eateries.
By the way, it's delicious.
It is.
But it's not it's not what they were talking about.
The true foodies aren't like, what's really like an unexpected delicacy? The spicy beefy gordita.
There's my old girlfriend and I, neither of us had ever been to a Red Lobster, and we wanted to go see what that was.
By the way, I'll take things I never want to hear at a bris for $500, Alex. I've never been to a Red Lobster. Come on, dude.
Here's the thing. You can't buy a lobster at Red Lobster. You can buy lobster tails, like frozen lobster tails. You can't order like a steamed lobster, like a lobster.
Are you serious?
I'm completely serious. And
that's absurd. Why has anyone called them out on this? Have there been any Yelp reviews or documentaries?
I don't know. I haven't gotten to the bottom of this, but I'm an East Coast person.
You are.
And, we get lobsters, like an actual lobster, and you cook the lobster and then you eat it.
Is that is that a seafood aficionado thing, or is that like an East Coast thing of being like, look, I want what it says. Like, give me, like, if it looks, yeah, by the way, I know that I already come off East Coasty, so I have to do a really stereotypical, like, hey, go down to the corner of Baba Booey and Meatball, and there'll be Tony Danza and Paul Giamatti tap dancing in front of a.
Oh my God! I'm doing a reading. I'm doing a reading of a script tonight. That like literally every character is like, "Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean? Your mother? Your mother?" Like, I mean, literally every line. It's
I'm
like,
not mad about that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it sustains an hour TV show.
Is it for a potential project, or is it just like hey, let's read an old script and pass the time?
I think there's a lot of that going on. But,
which is fine, by the way. No
absolutely.
judgment.
I guess it's something that they would like to make at some point. So they're having a reading just to hear the words. We just want to hear the words. That's what we were told.
How is Willie Garson's cold reading skills?
Good. Really
How are
good.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
I once got in a fight at an audition
with a Red Lobster employee.
No. Where's my lobster? I ordered lobster.
I'll show you a Red Lobster, pal. All right, dude.
Same script. It's in the same script. But no, I was doing a reading and the word was there, and you're gonna think I'm incredibly stupid. The word was on the page. MISLED. I read it as missiled. It's misled,
God.
by the way.
Oh God!
And I'm like, I turn. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I don't know what missiled means. And they're looking at me like I have a horn coming out of my what? Like, yeah, missiled. It says missiled. I don't know what that is. This went on for 5 minutes.
Did anyone speak up, or were they all just kind of looking at each other like?
Well, finally, someone said, when you lead someone the wrong way, you've misled them. Oh, misled.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's when you knew you were dyslexic. Say it. I just had a stroke. What dyslexic?
And that picture was called Spartacus.
Wait, do you get nervous? So you've never been like nervous in a cold read? Do you think that was like nerves?
I'm nervous all the time.
You are, huh?
Oh yeah.
How do you deal with it? For all the young aspiring actors, like how do you lock in?
Is this what your show has become? A primer for aspiring actors? Like,
hey, fuck you and your lobster. Go read A Bronx Tale or whatever the fuck it is.
How did you know? It's called A Bronx Tale too.
Hilarious. Even Bronxier. Wait, a Bronx.
We're bringing the Bronx.
Wait, no, hey man, there's a lot of young actors and comedians that listen to this pod for sure. And look,
hold on, now define a lot. I need, like, when you say
Josh Zuckerman, Toby Keith's grandson.
Oh, he's amazing, by the way.
Robin Keith, yeah. No, There just are. I get messages all the time.
No, how do you deal with being nervous? For some people, it fuels them. For some people, it shuts them down. If you're an actor, it has to fuel you because you're going to be nervous all the time. And if you don't find a way to let it, push you forward.
Has there ever been a gig?
I have to say my lighting choice is really bad today.
It's not awful, but it's not great. But it's very usable.
I can make it even more better.
Nice. Can we try that sentence again, though, first?
One second. Let's see if I do. Oh, my God. It made all the difference. A little better.
Right there. Great. Right there. Way better.
Yeah.
Willie, you've you've done everything. So
never played professional ball.
Would you like to in a movie or show? Would you, if you were asked to play? I mean, right now you've got like assistant coach WNBA vibes for a role, right? But
WNBA star.
Too soon. Would you, if you right now were there was some role, and I don't know what the story would be, where you had to get in phenomenal athlete shape? Like, let's say, like, do you ever see Dennis Quaid in The Rookie? That Disney movie?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So let's say there's a story like that where a guy has an opportunity at his dad's stage of life to, really kind of make good on some athletic desires that he didn't when he was younger. And they were like, Willie, look.
I would be so down for that.
Wow. That's awesome.
That would be great. Because, here's the thing. When you get to be an old actor,
older. You're not old. Older.
How about seasoned actor?
I love that.
You don't prepare as much as you used to when you were a younger actor.
Right.
So you never feel like you're doing anything.
Right.
Like I still, if it's based in something that needs some knowledge, I still go to the same place I always went to 30 years ago. Okay. And that's the Beverly Hills Library.
For real?
For real. But it's rare that I have to go now because the roles aren't about anything. It's just like some guy who happens to be,
to run a hotel in Tucson.
A lawyer. Yeah. Guy's an assistant manager at a hotel in Tucson.
You mean there was no prep for the Bellman, which, by the way, streaming now on Amazon and iTunes. Go get it. It's already winning. It's already won awards, but hey, the Oscars, thank God they've been postponed.
I know. It would have shocked a lot of people, like, into really, really bad health condition.
What sort of prep did you do for that?
Well, I had a lot of prep for that because it was about a 7-hour drive.
Oh, that's right. You drove.
So that was my prep mostly, was the drive.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what did you do? Just, I mean, aside from, doing a lot of deep imaginative character development, do you have like friends? I'm always curious, like people at your level, do you, like, if you get take a fucking compliment, dude, or the Willie Classic is off the menu. Did you call anybody like that works at a hotel and go, hey, like, give me some sort of the vibe?
It's not far off from, I'm in the food business. Like, I own restaurants.
Tell people.
I've done every job that you can imagine in the restaurant world. So it's not that, it's service is service to me. So it wasn't that far off to play someone who works in a hotel or in a store even, it's service is service. And
right.
So it's not like I was playing a brain surgeon. I would want to spend time with a brain surgeon.
You would do that, right? You wouldn't just drive to a 7-hour hospital.
No, 7 hours to Tucson General Hospital.
So we, you've been on the podcast before with Bradley Williams, who is no longer a part of the podcast, but he could be under your chair. All right. So first of all, had you met a little person before you met Brad?
I've a very good friend who's a little person.
Oh, we get it. You work. What's his name or her name?
His name is Danny Woodburn.
Oh shit. Very famous.
The best of the little people.
How dare you? How dare you? It's not a competition. It is if you put them in potato sacks. Now
And then I know a lot of others because I used to do a lot of sitcoms. And when you
Yeah,
do
sure.
sitcoms that have children in them, you're often working with little people because they do all the lighting and stand-in.
I didn't even think about that. Does
Yeah.
Brad? Wow. I wonder. Now, is that a thing of the past? Now they changed like the hours for kids where they can do their own, or they don't get other kids stand-ins. It's truly
No, they're in school. The kid, does the rehearsal, and then they say, okay, let's grab an hour of school, and the kid goes off to school, and then a little
wow,
person covers them for lighting and rehearsal.
wow. Have you gone back during this time to look at stuff you've been in and been like, boy,
No.
what happened? Where did it all go wrong?
No, where did it all go wrong?
Do you ever go
Um,
Red Lobster the musical? Did you you don't
ever-
ever go go ahead.
Have you ever eaten at an Arby's?
Dude. Not in a while, but that's got to like if I was like
It's
The
like-
Rock
it-
and did
it's
like
ho-
here's my cheat meal. Dude, that would be every time my cheat meal would be a beef and cheddar. That place is unbelievable.
I thought it was like horsehide. I was shocked at how bad it was.
Yeah, it probably is not food. I mean, come on, dude. Any
Yeah.
place that when you pull up, they already like you're starting to order and they already have it like right there. It's like, dude, when you get fast food, you just have to kind of throw caution to the wind and go in with the understanding that this food wasn't made today. I don't care. Subway, eat fresh. They're telling you to eat fresh. They're telling you to
Right.
go somewhere else.
Go
and eat-
elsewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
But people are such dum-dums that they're like, this place is fresh veggies, fresh
What is
bread.
okay?
No
if you
way,
had to
man.
if you had to have a fast food meal, what's your absolute go-to? And you can't say In and Out, by the way, because I don't consider that. It's in a different realm. But like,
What's my favorite if I'm just jonesing and I want to go
and they're
get
all
it?
lined up. You're on that road next
Figueroa.
to the comedy, next to Ha-Ha's Lounge or wherever the hell you're doing your gig that night, or the Chuckle Hut or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Well, dude, they both closed during this pandemic. So
I'm sorry.
wait,
I missed
so
them.
there was actually a row at USC on Figueroa, right, perpendicular to the campus, that had we call it the Vegas of fast food because literally on one street you had, I mean, you name it, dude. Fat Burger, Whataburger, Tommy Burger, McDonald's, BK, Taco Bell, Del Taco, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, a 7-Eleven just for good measure, a Popeyes.
Oh, Popeyes is good.
So good. I'm forgetting some, but dude, just all next week, a Subway, a KFC, a Carl's Jr. Dude, unreal.
Amazing.
Amazing. I went to visit to audition for the theater school. I stayed with a kid who was a year above me in high school, and he was a freshman there in his frat because I was like, oh, I'll go stay with him and not, I guess, be in a hotel by myself and stay with him and get to hang and then audition for my future. Dude, I smoked pot for the first time out of a bong because I'm in a frat, and you can't turn down peer pressure when you're in a frat, even if you are, 17. Right. And I got high, Irish goodbye to the frat party, went to the row, was just looking up just like fucking Mary Tyler Moore when she got to New York City or whatever that show's about. And
Minneapolis,
sure,
but that's okay.
For sure. Imagine going to Vegas for the first time as a young 21-year-old where you're like, oh my God, there's the Caesar's Palace and the Bellagio, and there's a Denny's with a marquee that makes it look more impressive than it is. So I see that with this strip of fast food. I created this game for myself where I go, let me get one thing from every place.
Amazing.
Willie, it was the best / worst night. I go back, then I got so sick. My audition's at 9:30 in the morning. Wake up, I had to do 2 monologues, one dramatic, one funny. Willie, I was so sick that I didn't give a fuck. I literally go, all I want to do is get in and get out and go throw up and shit myself.
And you were probably great.
Unreal. I was unreal. I remember even walking out, rushing to a bathroom and being like, fuck. And then as soon as like the dust settled, I was like, I think I'm going to get in. And
It's amazing.
but anyway, so I really, yeah, have you ever?
That's a great audition story.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I wonder if they knew too, because
They might have, but like
I probably still had like French fry dripping from my lip, or
it's funny you say when I first got out of college, I had no job or anything, and it was summer in New York, and my roommate and I from college got a sublet for the summer in New York, and it was so hot. I mean, it was like that whole summer was like 110 degrees,
right?
No air conditioning, and Bruce, my roommate, had a job, so he would leave in the morning, go to work, and I would lie on this floor in the living room, sweating, watching television all day, and every day I'd go put one application in at a bar or a restaurant, and then I'd come back to the floor. And I got a call one day like, hey, come down. We got your application. Come over. And it was only like 4 blocks away. I ran over there. It's a bartending job. I got hired. I came home, back on the floor, sweating, watching television. My roommate Bruce comes home from work. I'm like, hey, guess what, dude? I got a job. Like 2 nights a week, I'm going to make like $900 a week. Like
yes.
I'm loaded.
Yes.
And he goes, oh my God, that's awesome. He goes, you know you have toilet paper like all over your face, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, what happened was in the morning when I got up, I shaved and cut the hell out of my face. I had toilet paper literally all over my face.
Oh my
When they
God.
called, I ran to the meeting. I never looked in a mirror or anything.
Holy
and I
shit.
got hired with toilet paper all over my face. And I thought, God, they must have think like, oh, that's so cute. He was so excited. He cut the hell out of his face. like to come over here. I mean, they actually hired me. Like if I showed up to work like that, they would say, get out of here. You're bleeding all over the bar.
Yeah. Was it, wait, and when was that?
That was in 57.
I wouldn't, I'm not going to dispute that and just go along.
That was 1985.
Wow.
For real.
Wow. Yeah. Was there a point when you stopped getting nervous for auditions, or were you always, because you hear some people go, if I'm not a little nervous, I don't raise my game and truly get dialed in. So, and I feel that way with stand-up, where I try to allow a little bit of nerves to come in so that I just really get my shit together and make sure that I deliver the way I know I can. But in auditions, I've had sometimes have that really take me out of it, to where I start to spiral and I'm like forgetting lines or thinking about how I'm fucking it up. And then there's just you're in the twilight zone. But was there a time though, because now we're getting to a point where self-tapes and who even knows after this is like the way of it now, to where you can really take it. But you really lived in the era where it's like, you go in, you got it. You got all the people. It's the live fix of it all, an aspect. Who knows how that will remain in our business, but like that makes you better. I would venture.
Well, I always feel like, not to be as pretentious as it's going to sound, but I kind of follow the advice of Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen says, the reason his shows are so epic is because he honestly is thinking about, there's someone in the audience tonight that this is their only chance to see me in concert. So I owe it to them to give them the best show possible. And the same thing with auditions. It's generally, this is my only chance to get this job.
Right. So
I'm not going to get another chance. I may get a chance at another job tomorrow, but this is my only chance to get this job.
Right.
So, and this may be the only time they've ever seen me or will see me. And so the only time I got a little bit, when I got very hot for a while in commercials, and I had like three or four directors who used me every commercial in rotation.
Fuck. That's how it works, right? Once you get in.
Oh, it was amazing. Jesus. And so my audition for those was always, it was always the callback. I didn't have to go in.
Right.
And then I had to go to the callback for the agency and the advertiser and the client. and I definitely had some swagger because no matter what, Graham Henman, David Kellogg, Fincher, Michael Bay, they were going to use me in every commercial. So I knew that they were more important a director than the client was.
Right.
So that was great. I mean, those were terrific times. Like I made so much money in commercials, and then I started to be recognized for acting, and I couldn't get commercials anymore. So,
did that bum you out?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot of money. When I got on NYPD Blue, and people started to know who I was, I knew it was over. Michael Bay, who I went to college with, I was in everything he did until I wasn't. And then he used to do the Got Milk campaign.
Michael Bay did the Got Milk commercials?
He did. And
those are some of the best commercials of all time.
Of course. And I went in, and NYPD Blue, I just started on the show. And I heard, when you go in for the final audition, there's a screen up in the room, and the clients are sitting behind it on a couch. And you're in the room with them, but you don't see them. And I heard them talking, and one of them goes, "Isn't that like the murderer? is that the murderer from NYPD Blue?" And the other one's, "Yeah, that's that creepy guy." And I left, and I didn't get it, and I was like, "Oh, this is over now. Like the commercial thing is over."
Welcome to King Squaro Hotel. May I have your last name, please?
Good morning, ma'am. Can I help you?
Oh my, what happened?
Bellman are clumsy and stupid.
Stella Bellman. You've had this job since high school, right?
Well, actually, now I am the bell captain.
Oh, all right, kid. You ready for check-ins?
I was born.
I think he was gonna say I was born ready.
Steve, the captain. Captain Steve.
The closest thing we have to a god on earth, Gunther Gashamane!
It's worse than I thought. He's a complete slimeball, right?
Oh, yeah, no question.
Do you feel my foot on your foot?
That's not me.
There's something under the table that feels like a foot.
What are you doing right now?
I'm working.
I got a promotion. I just lied to Kelly.
Why would you do that?
I don't know, man. I just want another shot. Sid Whitman worked his way up the ladder and bought the hotel.
Mr. Boss!
Do me a favor. Take it easy on the Bellman, would you?
I'd rather have cracker melt my balls.
Take care, boys.
I mean, it's a huge scam. And those girls were in on it, too.
Don't you want to know what our bodies are capable of?
Girl,
Yes,
yes,
definitely.
I just work here during the day, but my nights is off.
Let's do this! Gunther is conning everyone with Spirit Fresh.
You broke into a guest room.
This is unacceptable.
He has been impersonating a manager, and that is a felony.
I don't think that's a felony.
He should be fired.
Get set.
Bunch of really real G's, burning trees till we low, sitting by 45 like I'm Jordan on the floor. Here we go, guess the brain is what they say my name for.
I mean, I'm not sure he's ready, but
Shut up, bitch.
With our minds, we begin to urinate, and then, for real, into our pants.
I'm unforgettable.
The commercial money has obviously it's not what it used to be, so that's probably obviously why you were so bummed out. But then like being on the series that you've been on, White Collar, Sex and the City, NYPD Blue. I mean, and then just countless guest star appearances in movies. Do you ever sit back and go, man, if I like you look at the Flo Progressive Girl, I don't think I've seen her in anything since she really hit. She probably doesn't give a fuck, but guess what? She probably has moments where right? I mean, like you want everything until you get it, but I mean,
I could not make it to my callback for Can You Hear Me Now? The phone guy. Can you hear me now?
Wait, what?
I couldn't make it to the callback. I was working and I was so upset. And I'm like, well, maybe they won't find the guy today and they'll have another session.
Oh,
they're like, no, it's a callback for a commercial. They'll find the guy today. They're going to find the guy today.
Because they have choice. They like all those guys.
Yeah.
Wait a second. That's crazy.
And that guy.
Well, we wouldn't be doing this podcast if that were the case.
Countless millions of dollars later, that guy. Now,
but he's a dick. I saw him in sweatpants once when we left. We both were actually at a. I like, by the way, how I paired those two thoughts. He's a dick. I saw him in sweats in public, just flaunting around his comfort level. No, he walked out of a voiceover session, and I was in this place deep in the valley, and I see him walking out, and I go, "Hey!" And he turned around, and he goes, just kind of like made a face like, "You damn right, it's me." And I wanted to say something funny and witty just to have a moment, like, hey, I couldn't hear it very well today, or something like I don't know. But he walked out with a swagger that he didn't give a fuck, because he's probably like, I could buy an island. I
guess. I mean, listen, you don't want
that life.
You know this. You come into this business either to be famous, which is fine, make a lot of money, which is fine, or to tell stories and be what you like to call yourself, some kind of an artist.
Yeah.
And I doubt that you can try to be all three. I doubt he doesn't check all three boxes.
Fuck no. I guarantee you his stories consist of this. So I saw this funny YouTube video today do you guys know remember Flight of the Navigator? And you go, dude, I'm going to go. It's already past my bedtime. He's like, but it's 2. And you go, yeah, I started going to bed at look, I hate you. And then everyone just gets real honest with him. And he's like, what gives? And they're like, can you hear me now? Fuck off. And then he's like,
my God. You just made a whole scenario for like a bad day for that poor guy.
I know. He's
trying
probably
to make listen,
he's probably a sweetheart.
I've been interviewed before, once or twice, and they always talk about, like the great shows. I've been on really good shows. I've been really lucky, but I certainly have gone on after horrible shows with the same gusto as I went after the shows that I got. And you just get what you get. And my example is always like, Gilligan could have wanted to have been a Shakespearean actor, but after Gilligan's Island, he spent the rest of his life doing boat shows. I mean, and because who's gonna hire you to play anything other than Gilligan?
Yeah, he never did anything after that, did he?
No. Well, apparently he smoked a ton of weed.
Yes,
which is great, and went to boat shows, which are probably, if you do, I don't know how many boat shows there are, but I imagine getting Bob Denver to do a boat show cost a pretty penny. And if he did 5 a year, I'm sure it was fine.
Bob Denver. Why didn't Bob Denver from Gilligan's Island, who played Gilligan in the title role, why didn't Bob Denver and John Denver ever work together on something and call it like, I don't know, Double D or, from Denver? One Night in Denver. That's the stage show. And it's John Denver singing the Gilligan's Island theme song. On an island that Bob Denver lives. Fucking shut up, Willie. Let me finish this. This is going to be a real show. Bob Denver is living on an island away from Hollywood. John Denver gets a residency on that island and is singing. And he starts pissing off Bob Denver because he's like, I thought nobody was on this island. And Denver's like, think again, bitch. Like, we're going to have to edit that out, John. You can't improvise. No. He's like, nobody tells me how to act. And they go, well, actually, we all do, because I'm the director. That's the producer. Can you take a couple notes? And then Bob Denver shows up and like pulls a fire alarm and shuts down the opening night. So John Denver goes, I'm going to make it my life's purpose to sing the Gilligan's Island theme song every night and make a shit ton of money. And so that Bob Denver fucking kills him. Improv stuff, Willie. But I think that
look, so the show is called, by the way, Denver is Enough. That's the name of the show. And here's the other thing. I worked with John Denver.
Wow, of course you did.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So would he go for it?
I don't know. I don't know. Very, very nice guy. Had a little trouble with the liquids. Enjoyed liquid refreshments.
Powerade or All Sport?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Post athletic hydrating.
As long as it was
liquids.
151 proof. And then, but he was lovely. At the end of the day, he would buy cases of beer, put them outside his room, and sit on the step of his trailer and take out his guitar and sing songs to the crew.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
that was a real thing.
Willie, before I bring out our second,
Our special guest.
our
You know, so
special
you
guest.
say it, your special guest.
I do want to say how good you are on the Bellman and how fun that experience was. It was, look, had you gotten the Verizon commercial, would have never met you, and all of our lives have been better from it. You were like the glue to that film, where you were the best actor, the best dressed. You brought a car. You knew like the cool spots to go to. You had you asked the right questions during the making of the movie. You were always good, so it made everybody want to be better.
Oh my God!
And it
Very
was
nice.
And you were so fun, which is like, because when you're in a hotel, as we were for almost a month, a resort, if you will, and making the movie that we were making, The Bellman, out now on Amazon and iTunes, which is so fucking silly. If we're not having fun outside of that, which I think all translated to the screen, and we probably could have even gone further, but
Yep.
But
no, I agree. I do suffer sometimes of being a bit of a cheerleader on a set like that, because we're all there. We all have a common goal. You want to make something good, and you want to really enjoy making it, especially if it's something. I don't know if it's that kind of camaraderie when you're making Schindler's List, but when you're making something like this, it's like you really want everyone to have fun, and it does translate to the screen.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica, what a name to drop, but Sarah Jessica.
Hey, dude, she's a dear friend, and you were a huge part of that show. I would open every fucking conversation with Sarah Jessica said.
Before every take starts, tell me a joke. Always. And then you tell her a joke. She's laughing. Roll it. And then we go.
Whoa.
And that was always true. I mean, with her and I. And it totally reads on the screen. Totally reads.
Now, wow, that's
or her favorite is her favorite was do George Jefferson. Quick, do George Jefferson. And I go, okay, Weezy, I'm coming. And then like roll. And that's it. That's all you need to do.
What if you did a joke that bombed? Would she be like, okay, roll, but also get me another actor?
I told a joke that bombed so bad the other day. It was the day that the Bellman came out, which is available on iTunes and Amazon.
Nice. There's the plug. There's the Willie classic you can get.
My son and I make lunches for homeless people.
I know. That's incredible that you guys do that.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great. Everyone should just do it. We don't make a lot. We make like 10. It's not a big deal, but it's great that everyone does something.
Dude. If you're even flexing the muscle of being actively generous, you're doing something.
Of course.
Yeah.
So anyway, his family comes to drop off some where we all meet to drop it off with these two kids. And there was a snail on the wall. And I say to the kid, one kid was like maybe 6. The other one was 3. So that was a lost cause. But the 6-year-old, I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to tell you a joke.
The 6-year-old.
And I'm thinking the 6-year-old can handle this joke. I said, you see that snail? I said, let me tell you a story. A guy was sitting in his living room and he got a knock on the door and he opens the door and a snail is there. And he picks up the snail and he throws it across the street. And the kid's looking at me. I'm like, yeah, he threw that snail far. 3 years later, 3 years later, there's a knock on the door, and the guy opens the door, and the snail says to him, what was that for? So the kid is looking at me like I just killed his parents. Like you've stolen my childhood because I don't understand anything about the joke, and I don't know why you're even talking to me.
Oh, my God.
I think I would have understood that joke when I was 6 years old.
Probably. So. Look, 6-year-olds have a different sensibility. My nephew tells me jokes with like this, Andrew Dice Clay type delivery where it's like, Why the chicken cross the road? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, he's got 6 different alts, by the way. The answer he usually goes with is because he's a chicken. I'm like, all right.
Okay, he just became John Mulaney. For some reason, he just turned into John
Why?
Mulaney.
Yeah. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he had an appointment across the street and the freeways were shut down. No, but he's just got, 6-year-olds. At least, like, I love that they even want to attempt comedy. Like, that's
it's
at
fantastic.
an early age. Yeah.
Does he know the cheeseburger joke?
What's that? From the SNL sketch with John Belushi? From the
No, the guy walks into a library and says to the librarian, I'd like a cheeseburger and fries, please. And she goes, sir, this is a library. He goes, oh, sorry. I'd like a cheeseburger and fries, please. Okay, so tell that to your nephew, because they all get that joke. That's a good joke.
Here's one they told me the other day, which I used during their show and tell that I did over Zoom in front of their whole class. Amazing. By the way, walked the principal, but I digress. Over Zoom, but I go, hey guys, why was 6 afraid of 7? And they all, by the way, love to guess their answers because 7, 8, 9. Mic drop. And then I go, why did the teacher wear sunglasses? And they're all guessing. They love to just try to guess the answers. It's like, no, man, this is not how comedy works. You guys shut up and listen. I deliver a punchline in a timely fashion, and then you feel something inside of you, and you open your mouth and let it come out, and I take it and get through the evening. And so I go, why did the teacher wear sunglasses? One of them goes, because she thinks she's cool. And the teacher was like, hey, we are cool. And I was like, yeah, teachers are always cool. I go, no, because their students were too bright. There was this tiny Asian boy named Andy who had a Rubik's Cube he kept fucking with. This kid was losing his mind. If I don't bring this kid on the road with me to cities that I don't draw well, I am not doing it right. He was doing that overly laughy kid thing where, like, I know he enjoyed it, but he was almost condescending because he was like, every joke he'd go. And I was like, all right, Andy, take it down a notch. You're making me look bad. But the principal, the one I walked the principal one, where I go, what did the truck say to the, what did the traffic lights say to the truck? They all guess shitty answers that, and then I go, hey, stop watching me. Stop watching me. I'm changing. And I did it in that voice. Principal goes, Ray. Signs off the Zoom. I guess it was too edgy because I'm talking about like stop watching me, I'm changing. Maybe it was the effeminate voice. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if Alan Sousa told that joke, maybe it'd be all right. But
all right, I'm gonna bring in John Kite. Cool.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Oh, you've heard of him. Here he is.
He's in the Bellman. It's on iTunes and Amazon.
Everyone keeps saying Bellman. There he is.
Look, it's one of the stars of the Bellman from Amazon and iTunes. Jonathan Kite.
Jonathan Kite, ladies and gentlemen.
Pastrami eater.
Not pastrami eater. Not to be confused with John. What was the interview that we did for the Bellman now out on Amazon and iTunes? By the way, John and I did this interview where we waited for an hour in the backstage area.
Oh, Willie was on first.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
Kentucky, by the way, Willie.
What was it?
You look great, baby boy. How are you, sweetie?
What? Hold on. What was the thing?
The one for the Kentucky Derby when it was like.
Oh, how drunk were you?
I was pretty drunk by the end of the. I mean,
I didn't keep going Tyler Durden life. He's like, I wasn't there. I was starting a fight club. Dude, you were there. It was you, same guy.
I was there, and I drank, 2 glasses of bourbon. I mean, it was 11 in the morning.
This is a glass for Willie.
Yeah. When I say glass, I mean a fifth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glass bottle.
Yeah.
When's the last time you got? Yeah. So that interview was bonkers. We waited for like an hour after you, Willie. They had somebody else on. What was the guy's name, John?
Not Dustin.
Like Avery Templeton. It was some weird. It was like the type of a guy that's trying to like sell you a fireplace, but like fuck your wife. Like he had like a.
That type of guy.
What are
you talking about?
An extra on the Bellman. Out on iTunes.
Let me tell you what it was. Hold on. The greatest thing was, Willie, you escaped with your life. Adam and I are like sitting there in the green room, and this guy goes, When I was working in Canada, number one, no one asked. No one was like regale us with Canadian folklore. And he was bringing up, and by the way, the stories, not only were they lengthy, there was no punch at the end, and there were many of them.
Was this the interviewer guy?
No, it was the guy he was interviewing. He was the guy who was on like General Hospital for years. He was on
I feel like Kim was like digging through her Rolodex to get people for this guy to have on this thing.
Oh,
that's what I felt like.
I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, I guess he was promoting that he was alive. I don't know, like what his big, like the reason, like here's the thing. He was living in Palm Springs and you could tell that he had been living alone with his wife. And he was like that guy at the bank who I'm like, do you even have a Wells Fargo account or you're just here?
Yeah.
And that was him.
Wow.
He was just in line, and by the way, the world was the teller that day.
I mean, here's the thing. I was mad that they did they send you bourbon?
No. They sent us Avery's headshot and a password for porno.
Okay,
they sent me his reel and a video. I was like, is this a self-tape? I'm not.
Okay, they sent me 2 bottles of Old Forester bourbon.
Oh, you're way more famous.
And then so I set up the little shot. I art direct the little shot that I have a big highball glass and the bottle of bourbon there. And then I'm so mad that they're obviously think they're doing a free commercial for Old Forester bourbon, which is not good, by the way. So I'm like,
it's not
I'm
mentioning
Well, I'm just talking about every other bourbon that I drink, like the whole time. I've never had this before. I mean, I drink good bourbon like Basil Hayden or Bullet. Like I never drink this. I mean, I guess it's fine. I was horrible. I was like the worst about it.
They lost money on that free. Awesome.
Have you guys watched the movie with friends or family, or watched it yourself, or heard feedback from friends and family?
I would say it is amazing how many people I know watched it.
Oh, great.
Sincerely. People who would hit me up who were like, oh, just so you know, a friend of mine, Emily, who lives in St. Louis, was like, oh, by the way, I watched the Bellman. It was great.
Well, it is cool. You guys have both been on hit series, and I think after a while, your friends and peers and family probably get so just, in the routine of like, all right, yeah, if I like, the show's on again, I can watch them. I can go back and rewatch or binge or record it. But movies obviously come and go at a different pace. So I feel like there was a little bit more of an immediacy to people to be like, oh shit. And also during these times, I feel like people are starved.
I think that's part of it. Yeah. Something that's new that doesn't feel like, oh, I didn't realize this is the app. Because that's what my late night TV watching winds up being, is just me looking for something to watch on Netflix. But I just give up and go to bed.
And then not finding it, and then going to Hulu, and then finding something, and then being like, I'll watch it tomorrow, and then going to PAX and being like, these guys are still fucking around. And then you get on Hallmark and you just get angry because you're like, I could have been that best friend. And then
Hallmark on demand. Oh yeah.
And then you just go to williegarson.com and you just fucking pull out some lube.
But it is interesting. Like if you saw the posts, on like Twitter and people saying, I'm looking for a movie to watch.
Yes.
And it's like, and people respond, and it's so, think for the Bellman, available on iTunes and Amazon.
There it is.
And, but they look and people are writing like, oh, good, I was looking for something to watch. Like, oh, someone told me about something to watch, so now I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah.
Like it's very
doesn't work. I mean, to have all those options, you don't watch anything.
Right.
But if somebody recommends something,
exactly.
Then it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'll check it out.
And below deck sailing yacht is only on once a week.
Oh, so good though. By the way, if we could do the Bellman 2 Electric Boogaloo on a yacht,
on a cruise.
I mean, dude, where I don't know, maybe it's like a yacht company hires
here's the thing.
Or somebody knows somebody.
Here's the thing: cruises are really popular right now, and they're gonna get really popular.
How dare you?
More popular.
Well, I was going to say that we could do one that's also a porn. It's cruises, and they go, "Don't worry, on this one you'll be able to get off."
Wow.
The ship's been docked for years. Like
coming into port. What?
Hey, you can fuck on this ship. Guys, we got to be a little more discreet with the tagline. Oh,
Guys,
sorry.
We printed those posters?
Only 20 of them. Oh, good. Yeah.
I had booked a cruise, actually.
Oh, to where?
Humble brag.
We were going to go
To
on
You get it. You can afford vacays.
You get it. Wuhan.
They're small ships. It's a Paul Gauguin cruise around Tahiti. I booked it for Christmas. I canceled it. And they're like, are you sure you want to cancel? Like, we'll give you generous credits to come back. And I'm like, no, I didn't really want to think about being on a cruise right now. It's like it's like the last place I want to be.
I got to be honest. I think cruises, I mean, you know, John and I are concerned about comedy clubs and obviously concerts for the masses, but cruises truly, and I'm not just talking about ships, the family, Tom Cruise's family, like, what are they going to do? They're invested in Carnival Cruise Lines.
Well, I also
how they named it.
Like when you cruise down the highway,
you can't even say that anymore.
You can't get off.
Oh yeah,
it's a convertible. You can't get off. It's just like you become a sex crime.
Wait, Willie, what is your go-to? Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, Terry Crews is fine because of diversity.
Wow! And just when you think the joke is dead, Willie comes in with the power slam pog on top. Wait,
and making it diverse.
Speaking of Terry Crews, Willie, have you accosted anyone sexually in the last 24 hours?
No.
And you are under oath.
20. Hold on, 24.
Wait, what is your go-to move on a cruise? You get there, you go where?
I've been once in my life.
For real?
Yeah.
I guess I've only been on like 4, but and they were
I'm
all.
on one right now.
Hold on. Hold on, we're hitting some.
I know.
Oh God.
Whoa.
We hit a rough patch at the buffet.
Wait, real quick. If you were auditioning for a movie on a cruise, would you do that if it said the boat, in parentheses, the boat shakes?
I would. 100%.
Okay, here we go. Ready? I'm gonna give both you. Whoa, John's, that's real good.
Whoa.
All right, you guys are actually making me kind of want to throw up. Well, I'm going to give you both dialogue for the same part, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So the movie's called...
We'll audition at the same time. Okay.
The movie is called Cruisin' for a Bruisin'. And it's a... Not only is it a term that my Jewish Oklahoma mom said...
Different movie.
No, same movie, just not in the sides.
Different scene.
Different scene. Willie, read the script.
That's the closer.
Okay.
Your opener is the closer.
Wait, it's a guy that just starts to do that, and the guy on the other end, it's a Zoom meeting, goes, no, and the movie just ends.
Credits.
Blooper reel about that scene only, but it's real weird.
It's just all those takes.
Oh my God.
And then you find out at the end that the scene didn't even entail that. They just had to try to corral Willie from dropping trow.
Guys, I have the script. It's not in there.
He calls his daughter and says, "Happy birthday."
Yeah, but why was that the shot we used?
We couldn't afford an editor.
The ADR. Hey, I just want to say about my daughter. Happy birthday. Wait a minute. Was the camera the urinal? Why was that a thing?
Was Jeff Bridges the film critic?
I wish it was the camera was the camera
Oh my God.
Wait, real quick. Jeff Bridges' review of Cruisin' for a Bruisin'.
Okay, Jeff Bridges also using Zoom. I'll tell you something right here, man. I'm a little partial because my brother produced this movie. Is this it? Camera one?
Oh man.
Oh my.
All right, let me give you actual dialogue. That's a really fun bit, but I don't want to.
Wait, why don't you give us a scene, and Willie could be the captain, and I could be a guy on the cruise, and but the ship is,
Okay, great. So Willie. Okay. So Cruisin' for a Bruisin' is a love story, but it's action packed, where there's a guy who falls in love with the captain's wife, and kind of Titanic style, and they're running off. And John, you're just a guy who runs the karaoke night, but you keep seeing this couple fucking vibing, and you're trying to think, should I tell Willie he's the captain? It's his wife. But also, like, this guy paid me off to not say anything because one night he saw you really see them, like, hit it off when they were singing Endless Love.
Hold on, let me write this down.
And you're Jewish. Go.
Wait.
Okay, so
that last part inform it, or it's just more something for here?
Just it's your subtext. So
or
now
it's something for here. We'll fix it in post.
Wow.
Okay, so you've walked up to the captain's office, and you've got something to tell him. And Willie, by the way, you got no clue. You just think that your wife, who you've given a job so that she's not bored on the ship,
she loves karaoke.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and Willie's got a violent, angry past, and he at one point is going to say, "This guy's cruising for a bruising." Okay, that's all you have to do. Here we go.
Okay.
Action. What the fuck?
Hey, wow. Hey, Willie, Willard, I think that tiny steering wheel is really,
Hold on. We're about to hit a rough patch.
We're about to hit a rough patch? What are we in right now?
Oh, coming about.
I got a secret I got to tell you. I just came from karaoke, and there was a couple people that were doing, I don't have to use this, it's not even plugged in, that were doing Endless Love. And
oh, Cindy loves that song.
Well, she was one of them.
Yeah.
And
doesn't surprise me.
And the
she
towel
loves karaoke.
For Ando was the other one.
Oh, nice guy. Very nice guy.
Well, it didn't end so nice.
What do you mean?
I think you should know. I think they're together.
Huh.
And I only say this because I saw them having sex.
Interesting. You know, that happened with my former wife, Barbara. I feel like Ando might be cruising for a bruiser.
Cut. Willie, first of all, the wife's name is Catherine, but let's just roll with that. Barbara's maybe a nickname for her?
Yeah. Well, her name is Catherine Barbara. Not everyone knows that. We're very
perfect.
close.
We didn't even know that. Great.
Yeah.
And this, didn't like it at first, love it.
It's only when you have to go over, because it's a ship.
Fine.
It's a very large steering wheel.
You will have a steering wheel on the day of filming.
Okay, good.
Can we try one?
Will it keep changing sizes the way that Willie was improvising?
It looked a little, and then
one is for the keister.
Am I not familiar with the nautical terms?
Oh, I have a story about that. I can't tell you the story.
No, yeah, you can. Go.
I do a lot of game shows. I love doing game shows.
What do you mean doing them?
Like guesting on game shows.
Oh, yeah. What's the last one you've been on?
Well, the one I do now is called 25 Words or Less. It's fantastic.
Oh, man.
But
who's the host?
Meredith Vieira. Awesome. Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Boy, she really just pivoted well, huh?
I know from like serious news anchor.
Yeah, she was like, another child found at the bottom of a Wendy's.
Is also your clue. Whoa.
Okay, I just want you to know that is going to be told to Meredith Vieira because that is fantastic.
That is so funny. Wait, okay, tell the take. So you love game shows. I love game shows. I want to host one.
So you'll love this. So
you did.
I love to do. My favorite to do is Pyramid.
Oh, that's back.
It's the best, and I have to say, I'm really
You're
tuned
good
into that game.
Yeah.
So when you get to the winner's circle, you have to say exactly what's in the square. You can't get around it. You have to say exactly what's printed there.
Yeah.
And I didn't win that round. Ricky Lake won the round. And she goes to the winner's circle with her somewhat ghetto contestant. Is the nicest way I could say it. Like this woman was like not. It was hilarious.
Yeah, of course.
So they
Does
get
Willie
there.
know we're recording?
It
Cool.
spins. The thing spins around, and it says nautical terms. Now, literally, if you held a gun to my head and put me in a straitjacket for 6 weeks, you would not get me to say the word nautical. Nothing you could say to me would get me to say nautical.
Right.
And Ricky Lake is going, port, starboard, a lee, knots, captain. And the woman is screaming at Ricky Lake, in the ocean, on a boat. And I mean, I'm literally wetting my pants, like across stage.
God.
And I just thought of it when you said nautical, like nothing would make me say that word. Nothing.
No, that's an insanely difficult clue. Who decides those?
Well, they do. There's an algorithm of words that you wouldn't come up with that are used least amount in the human lexicon. That's how they get away with that stuff.
Wow.
Is that true?
No, but it feels right. You know what I mean?
Guys, real quick, we got to wrap this up, but I want to know your some memories from the filming of the Bellman. Do you have a favorite scene? Do you have a favorite? Yeah, actually, favorite scene, favorite memory of filming, and when you lost your virginity. John, we'll start with you.
So I lost my virginity to a girl that I was doing summer theater with.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of back rubs.
Yeah, that turned into something more. The hills were alive, not just the hills. And so
wow.
Yeah.
It was the best fiddler ever, I heard.
Oh, fiddler, the diddler on the roof.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was an alley.
Don't say that. Don't go diddler on the roof and then go, here's the thing I would say about Fiddler on the Roof. It's like,
it's also your clue.
Yeah. People don't even, by the way, people don't have to listen to this episode. They can just watch it on mute and go, I get what he's doing.
I'll watch the Bellman. These guys are insane.
Amazing.
All right. So summer stock, you lost it.
I think my favorite thing about that movie that we did together was the camaraderie and the friendships that we built, like going to Tombstone. I mean, listen, the film was great. And I think that there are funny stories like about when you and I made up the whole Jeff Bridges thing, Adam. And
that was all you. I just suggested that you do a voice, and because you have so many talents, and it was like, how do you find a way to insert? And that scene was so ripe for you to do that. And you
thanks. And it was great. And Willie, obviously you were on the other end of that walkie-talkie. And I think that type of like fun that we had, which obviously we've all worked, a fair amount. You don't always get that sort of camaraderie, but like the group dinners to like the going back to the bars at night, the bar at the hotel, and just like getting to really know the people that you would have like, oh, even if we weren't in this movie, I would still love you and want to hang out with you. And that's why I think so many of the friendships, we did that movie almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like I've done plenty of stuff since then and don't talk to those people.
Yeah.
Right,
but I think like going to Tombstone was so much fun. And it was like summer camp. And then we were all just living in that hotel. It was like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And I finally got to do it. So,
which is what we were just filming one long episode of that show.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because when you say summer camp, because it was the added dynamic was that we were technically living together.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So it's like that really made the time off screen was just as fun as the time on screen.
Totally.
And that's really something to kind of strive for. But man, that trip to Tombstone was really friggin' great. I'm sorry. That was just great. And we could have filmed it, by the way. We could have filmed it as part of the movie. I mean, it all seemed like part of the movie. Everything did.
Yeah. It was
Willie,
great.
you've done more than John and I. Did you walk away from that like going, man, that was like, who knows? Because I'm sure you can attest to this too. And I've just, from my small experiences and just from what I've heard from interviews, you truly, if you're having a good time doing it, you feel probably better about the outcome being in your favor right? As far as like how it's received, but you never know, right? Like
You never know.
your casting, writing can be good. How it's cut together could be a shit show. And then the timing, I mean, there's just a lot of factors, right? But did you walk away or drive back to LA at very high speeds because you're a dangerous driver? Did you think that, did you think to yourself like, oh man, I had a blast.
I'm going too fast.
And I'm rhyming way too much.
Oh my God.
And
You know what
other
I'm
things inside.
I was texting, driving back the 7 hours. I was texting Kite and Zuckerman the whole time.
I know.
That's awesome.
And so it's like, it was just literally like, oh, well, now this is our.
That drives itself? No.
What?
No, that was, dude. Willie drives with his knees.
Well, his space work is this. He does a lot of this texting.
Well, my car, when I'm turning in my car.
Guys, he drove a bus back. People don't know that about him.
The bus from the Muppet movie. Willie drove that back.
Guys, hold
It
on.
was my honey wagon. I was driving my honey wagon back.
You can't say that in 2020.
He's doing it with his knees while he's texting.
Different kind of honey wagon.
Wait,
The honey ranch.
So Willie, did you drove back texting? And then were you just like, man, that was a lot of fun. I'm really glad.
Absolutely. And it's funny. One actor in the movie, I won't say who, but said, well, I just took the job because I love to play golf in the desert.
Yep.
Because I'm an older Jewish character actor.
Yeah.
And then, but
Ellen?
really,
Kellen?
Kevin?
I thought you said Ellen.
But I think was a little what was a little thrown off by how friendly it all was.
Right.
And like, oh, well, these guys are going out to dinner and having drink. I'll go with them. And I think it was not expecting that.
Yeah. Well, Richard Kind and I worked out one day and then went to before everyone came to meet us for dinner. And he shared that same sentiment where he was just like, I've worked enough. Well, John, what did he tell me?
Well, he said, I've worked enough. I honestly, I haven't read the script. I don't know about the film at all. I don't know the film at all.
Well, it takes place
but I do know golf.
I think that's so good, dude. I literally, one night we had you do that for almost an hour and a half, and it was.
I was hosting the dinner.
Who was like, I'll say one thing about the film. I hated it. I'm kidding. We're having fun.
I think it's definitely a testament to Cam Fife and Jason Adler, the writer-director team that put us all together, and that like, man, Jay fucking busted his ass to make this movie happen, and Cam was right there with them, and creatively, they just figured it out and got a good group together, and like, man, it's like that is, again, and you can speak to this more, Willie, but like the casting is such a big part of it, right? Because if we didn't all want to have the best time and make the best movie and give a shit and try, then it's all, I mean, fuck, man, that could have been. Because we're all looking at it.
It could be miserable. It could be miserable. We didn't really have a clunker in the bunch. Like,
right.
Like I can't think of one person that I was like, oh God, I wish that person wasn't here.
Yeah.
Like it was totally fine with everyone, and that's really rare.
I can't. Sure. It was the woman who ran the bar in the lobby that wouldn't keep it open one night when we were.
Oh yeah,
Well, the only thing crazy about that was they kept it open every other night.
I know.
And then it was, but it was just weird that it was like, oh, tonight is it the Shabbos?
We also, I mean, it was such a great thing to be like, come back from a thing and then see the bar, and it was such a fun. It was like, go get one, just one, and then we'll go to bed, and then one's maybe 3, and then it's like, I got 9 pages of dialogue tomorrow. Willie's like, I gotta fucking get sprayed on at a golf course, euphemism. And so
there was no,
but we made the most of it though.
You'd say, I'd say one more. Okay, I'll have one, and you would go 1:30.
And I'd go, Adam, you don't wear a watch, and he would go, one more. Or those dinners. I love this when we would go to the dinner, and it was always like. And by the way, God bless everyone who helped us out at those restaurants who had to wait on us, you know?
Oh my God, it's more customers than they've seen in a month.
They have ever, they were like,
They loved
I
it.
wanted to be like, sorry, are you not open? Because we would be the party of 20 and we were like, they were like, oh my God, it was like the Oregon Trail. Like we were their first customers that had set up this restaurant. And they're like, we got to get the kitchen ready. And we all ordered.
Yeah.
I mean, the bills were insane. And we all got drunk as fuck.
Yeah, it was great. Well, we should pitch a sequel and get Cam to get on that. And maybe it's on a boat somewhere. Maybe if it's not a cruise, maybe another hotel. Maybe we all get fired.
But for some reason, everyone is transferred to another hotel.
Yeah. Hey, man, suspend your,
Richard owns another hotel.
Boom.
And
wait, John?
Two things. Number one, if it worked for Police Academy. Number two, he's opening a hotel. And we're the best staff that he has. So we're going to go open this new hotel.
Okay, and the opening scene.
You totally buy that.
Love it. The opening scene is him in a boardroom meeting like you are right now, John, doing Richard. And it's a long monologue about what's going to happen. And then you pull back and see all of us sitting there. And he's like, so can you start tomorrow? So let me hear the monologue that precedes that.
All right. Here's the thing. I know a lot of the investors. All right. A lot of the investors out there, they don't want to invest. But I have a solution. I have a solution. I'm going to take my best men and women, and it's 2020 and women, and I'm going to put them together. I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be playing golf. And I filmed a scene out of the contract, so I only had to do one day. And I want you to meet them right now. Here they are, the Swaro Juniors.
Oh, nice. Wait.
I wasn't sure I was going to make it out of the door, but I did.
Wow.
Why is he diabolical?
Why is he
diabolical?
Yeah, Mr. Burns at the end
came
there.
together. He's the Hannibal from the A-Team. He goes, I love it when a plan comes together.
All right, that's a beautiful way to end. You guys are the best.
I love you both so much.
Adam, how do we see the Bellman? Like if I wanted to watch the Bellman, how would I?
You are in luck, dude. The Bellman, which is a Critics' Choice award-winning film from countless film festivals. It's getting rave reviews on Twitter and Instagram. Famous people are posting about it. You can see it on Amazon. You can get it on iTunes. I think you can get it on Vudu.
Amazing. I only watch things on Vudu, so thank
God. Hoodoo.
Oh, that too.
Voodoo.
Wait, Richard Kind doing that real quick for Vudu. Because Richard did so much press, which is awesome. Let's say Vudu wanted him to do one thing where it's saying, now, Richard, the line is, you do, hoodoo, voodoo, watch the Bellman on Vudu. And action.
I'd watch it on Vudu. Hoodoo? You do? Yeah, the Voodoo. Bellman. I'm one take. I'm out of there.
I love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you, man. John,
bye. Great to see you guys.
Yeah, we'll do this again live soon.
Love it.
Bye.
Okay, bye, guys.